Mondy,
Hello, hello.
we're here again. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. There is a
Yeah,
lot of things to discuss. I can't wait to talk about
unfortunately.
something in particular with you because
Uh
I
oh.
just can't wait.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, guys, like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the Current Era Pod.
Yes, yes, and please share if you are feeling frisky.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and get started. Let's do some Marvel news. Let's pop it off with that first.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds is writing a Deadpool slash X-Men team up movie. This is highly rumored,
Mm-hmm.
and the film would include 3 or 4 X-Men members with Deadpool as a supporting character.
Mm-hmm.
He has not yet pitched an idea to the studio, but he is actively writing this script. As someone who enjoyed Deadpool 1 and 2, but hated Deadpool and Wolverine, which he had a lot of writing credit on, this is very scary news for me. I don't want it to happen. Ryan Reynolds is good when he has direction, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I love this. It was, first of all, like you said, this is just a rumor. So hopefully, like, this literally is not true at all.
Well, he is
But
writing it. It's just we don't know if the pitch is going to land, but he's writing. He's actively writing it.
holy
Yeah,
shit. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this can never come to pass. I don't want
but
Deadpool
it's kind
more
of
and
yeah.
X Men and my MCU together. No thanks.
It's hard to kind of discredit him from a studio standpoint, only because that movie made so much money. Deadpool and
Hmm.
Wolverine made $1 billion,
That's
so
all they care about. Yeah.
yeah, so it'll probably get greenlit, to be honest. But anyway,
Hey.
moving on. The director of Thunderbolts, Jake Schreier, I believe his name is pronounced, and Ryan Coogler are both in talks to direct the next X-Men movie for the MCU. What are your thoughts on this?
Sure. I guess. Yeah. I guess. Whatever. I mean,
Do you have
can we get a Blade? Like, can we
You
get
have a,
Blade?
I mean, I'm sure X-Men has more presidents over Blade at the MCU, but
Unfortunately.
do you have a preference out of those two directors?
Um. I I guess Ryan Coogler. I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I don't care honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Coogler is by far the more superior director, but I want him to do his own projects. Like after Sinners, which I still think is like a literal. I think about it every day. I think it's a literal masterpiece. I want him to do more original IP. Of course, he's doing Black Panther 3 or whatever, but I don't want him to ever tell white stories again. That sounds kind of
Jesus.
crazy, but
Yeah, it sounds kind of crazy. It sounds like you want
but
to
yeah,
pigeonhole him.
no, that's not pigeonholing him. I think that's I mean, he's already confirmed to be doing X Files, which I'm sure is going to be some whiteness in that. But other than that, I want him to do original IP because he's just we
Okay.
need him. We literally need him. Like I'm sorry, he's our fucking saving grace in the film industry.
Wow. All right.
Last bit of Marvel news, guys, is Kristen Ritter has will officially return as Jessica Jones in Daredevil: Born Again season 2. No surprise there. I guess he's assembling a team, and now she's going to be on it.
Yeah.
Which I assume Mike Coulter's Luke Cage to follow, Iron
Yep.
Fist potentially.
Yep.
What are
Yep.
your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, look. Once John Bernthal was confirmed to be coming back a year or two ago, I mean, you can kind of just see the writing on the wall here, and I'm glad that Kristen Ritter is coming back. Like I enjoyed the first season of Jessica Jones. I actually
Yeah.
think it's. I mean, in terms of like the Marvel cinematic. I mean, in terms of like the Marvel Netflix shows, I think it's one of the best. Honestly, like that's one season.
Mm,
And I
I've heard
think
that.
and I think Kristen Ritter is great as Jessica Jones. So sure, let's get her in, followed by everybody else because yeah, Daredevil needs a fucking team. So let's do it.
Yeah, agreed. Let's talk some reviews. I watched 2 shows and let's see here, 3 movies. How about yourself?
I got one movie, one show.
Okay, what show did you watch?
The Netflix documentary
Nigga
Shooters,
love documentaries.
something like
Okay,
that.
okay. Well, we interweave them in.
Let's do it.
My first review is for the Four Seasons, which is now streaming on Netflix. This is the show that was starring Steve Carell, Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo. These couples go on this exotic vacation. Um, so yeah, honestly, like I said, that's kind of the premise of the show. I think it's pretty cool that this is an adaptation of a 1981 film which I just learned fairly recently. Every 2 episodes, it's called the Four Seasons because every 2 episodes take place in a different season of the year. So it's 8 episodes in total. The first 2 are in spring, the next 2 are in summer, fall, and in winter. So it kind of goes through the lives of these couples and their ups and downs and whatnot. The first 4 episodes give me like White Lotus vibes because I feel like it's like Netflix's version of what White Lotus would look like. Obviously not as good as White Lotus, but I was okay, this could be entertaining for what it was. I think my best arc or my favorite arc is by far the summer arc just because it's so funny. And speaking of the comedy, I thought it was just going to be strictly a comedy based on the trailers, but it's not that at all. I mean, it's definitely heavily comedy based, but it's got like, it's trying to have some real human moments in those, like, you know, just the ups and downs of marriage and divorce and love and all that kind of stuff, even death. And so I think that kind of stuff works, but I do think the strength of the show is obviously still its comedy with those heavy hitters that it has in the show. And it's sad because, in my opinion, it got renewed for season 2, which I guess I'm happy about. But because I did enjoy the show for the most part. But in older days, this would have been like a 6-season show, you know, where we get a chance to really fall in love with these characters that much more. But for now, it's a limited series. I guess not getting to season 2. But the fact that they're able to get these kind of caliber of actors back for another season, I'm happy with. Yeah. So yeah, overall I give it a B-. I think that I recommended it to like 2 people and they've all enjoyed it as well. So if you want something just kind of like lighthearted to kind of throw on, it's an easy watch. Each episode is like maybe 30 minutes or whatnot. I say watch the 4 seasons. It's pretty cool.
Nice. This is on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
Nice.
And it's interesting seeing Colman Domingo in his natural element, because I love him as an actor, but he's never played gay. But he's playing gay. It's cool, you know. I'm happy he gets to thrive in what, you know, what he's comfortable with. But
that nigga's not playing nothing, nigga. He ain't playing nothing. Nigga said in his natural element. You're fucking nuts. Okay,
yeah, he's nuts. Let me stop. But yeah, please give me your documentary review.
Yeah, look, man. Untold Shooting Guards on Netflix. First of all, Netflix and the NBA, like, I don't know what kind of deal they have, but they have just been
they're fucking.
Yeah, they are fucking. You know what? I'm here for it, because, like, I mean, aside from like the starting 5, that was like the only thing I really didn't like enjoy. Like everything else, like, has been like good to great in my opinion. The most recent one that I can think of, aside from the Olympic one, was the Malice at the Palace documentary that they did, which to me is so cool because, like, obviously we were children when that happened. Like, sure, like we may or may not have saw it on ESPN the next day, but like I wasn't locked into the NBA when that happened in fucking 2004, like or 2005, whenever it was. Like I was worried about hoop, nigga. I was going to the league, nigga. So I wasn't worried about that shit. And it's like a similar case here with this story. So for those of you that don't know, in I think it was 2009, I believe 2008 or 9, Gilbert Arenas had the whole gun thing where he brought guns to the locker room. It's a huge story in the NBA. I actually remember being in fucking 9th grade at the time, just like, Gilbert Arenas did what? Like, not the nigga I use on 2K Gilbert Arenas, like, not him. Like, can't believe this. Or could I? Boy, could I. It's so funny because, you know, going through life, both of these guys retired. You know, as I get older, you know, Gilbert Arenas goes into content creation, and he always comes off as just such a dick. Like, there's like nothing likable about Gilbert Arenas, and I think that, like, that's like his whole persona. And this documentary just didn't do anything but like confirm that for me. Like, this dude is an absolute monster, honestly. Like I don't know how he has any friends. I don't know how he hasn't gotten killed. Like, and I'm being dead serious. Like, I don't know how he's alive. Like, dude, this dude is like, he's fucking weird. And Javaris Crittenton, obviously, he was the one that kind of got the, you know, the worst end of the whole gun thing, because I mean it cost him his career. Gilbert Arenas still played for another few years after, but if you don't really know like the entire story of what happened here, which I just didn't. I mean, I only knew the headline. I didn't know anything leading up to it, and I certainly didn't realize what happened in the fallout, which both were just so entertaining, man. This is like almost a 2-hour doc, but it goes like it is very, very entertaining from both points of views. And it's interesting to see where these two guys end up at, because I don't know if I could ever really be cool with somebody that got me kicked out of the league when I was a second-year player. I never got a deal. Like, I never got a shoe deal, never got a contract. Like, I may or may not be struggling. Like, I don't know what kind of man it takes to be okay with that. You know what I mean? But, man,
what was his ceiling, do you think?
Who? Javaris Crittenton?
Yeah.
He was a good young player. I mean, it's interesting because he was struggling in his first few years in the league because he just didn't have the right fit. But once he got to the Wizards, he was kind of balling a little bit. And then this happened. So, like, you know, I mean, look, good enough to at least get a deal. Like, you know, like to get something aside from like a rookie deal, I would say. You know, who knows if he flames out in the league after that. But But yeah, look, man, like it's a really good story. It is like it is a really really good story, especially if you just know the headlines. There's so much that went into this, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. I really couldn't believe how locked in it had me. I'm just like, wow, like this is crazy. Gilbert Arenas is nuts, but he's entertaining. I would give it to him. He's absolutely hilarious, but I don't think I could ever even be cool with somebody that's like him, like at all. And Javaris Crittenton, man, I kind of feel bad for the guy, even though some of it is self-inflicted. But yeah, anyway, great documentary, guys. It's on Netflix. It's called Untold Shooters. Get it? Shooters? Because they were shooting guards. Get it?
Yeah.
You get it? Do you get it? Okay, anyway, yeah. It's on Netflix.
They cooked.
Yeah. Hey, you get it, Hibachi? Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, go watch it, guys. It's actually great. It's great.
You have a rating for it?
I gave it an A. This is one of the best things I've seen this year, honestly.
All right. Next review, guys, is for another series on Netflix.
What was your grade for your Four Seasons?
B-.
Thanks.
Next review is for another series on Netflix, taking the world by storm right now. Forever, which is now streaming on Netflix. Yes, you have. This is the show with the big budget black. Yes, we have, because I remember discussing the trailer with you.
Nope. Monty, just continue, nigga. Please stop letting me get to you. This nigga just can't. No, you've heard it, nigga. Just get to it.
Forever. It's a coming of age story with these two young black people. It's a Judy Blume adaptation. These two young black kids in high school, they fall in love. We just don't get big budget stuff like this, so I ran to it. I could have swore I remember you saying that you would watch this too when we saw the trailer when it was released.
Sorry, man, never heard of it.
Seriously?
Nope. That's how.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. It's the two kids in high school, the two black kids coming of age, are falling in love. Okay. I remember us having a whole conversation about it, a whole discourse when the trailer dropped.
Got it.
Anyway, it's now streaming on Netflix, guys. I was actually really, I appreciate how the whole love story kind of started out. It's an 8-episode arc. It started out pretty shaky, which I thought was very good. And like shaky in terms of like these two and how they fall in love.
Oh, okay. Their relationship.
Because typically with these kind of love stories, you know, there's the two people fall in love, it's smooth sailing, and then they hit that inevitable roadblock, you know, that they got to find to cause some kind of conflict with the story.
Yep.
This one, man, it felt like it rang very true to how things would go. I'm looking at my own high school love life experience.
Oh, wow.
Which I didn't have a month of peace. It was literally a crash out waiting to happen. It was literally me having an overreaction, or, you know, it was just all kind of crazy stuff like that happening. And so this show is really, I thought, showed that very well, of like how two high schoolers have these heightened emotions and how they're kind of all over the place. Now, I will say the whole series is the peak of them having these ups and downs, these peaks and valleys. And so at a point I was like, man, like it's getting a little bit repetitive. Like anytime they were in a good place together, I'm like, okay, it's just a matter of time until things fall apart. But then it kind of dawned on me that it's not repetitive. That's kind of like the whole point, just kind of showing these high schoolers and how fragile, you know, this relationship can be. So after I accepted that, I was able to appreciate that relationship dynamic a lot more. Okay. This is why representation matters so much, in my opinion, because this show was able to just depict so many like black high school truths that just ring to the black experience, you know? And I feel like even though the high school experience is very universal, like obviously me and you both grew up watching white shows, white movies about people in high school. We had, okay, that's parallels to what we kind of experience as well. Mm-hmm. Every single group of people, whether you be black, white, South Asian, whatever, you have your own distinct circumstances and cultural things that just impact you, like your own kind of stamp on your own high school experience or whatever it may be. And this show did a very good job at showing the black experience in high school, which I just really think that kind of stuff really matters in my opinion. I was really impressed by the actress who played our main character's name is Justin, and Keisha, who played his mom. I've never seen her before. I thought she was really, really great. His father, played by Wood Harris, another iconic black actor. Of course, he's always good in anything that he's in. And I also just want to say, who the fuck was in charge with the soundtrack? If you watch the show, I think you'll quickly see, man, like, for those who don't know, it costs these shows and movies money to have like big songs in their movies and shows. I'm talking about every other scene in this show. Every other scene was just a huge song that I love. The R&B, it's a great R&B soundtrack. That kind of stuff might not matter to the average person, but I was like, this is so great. Like, it really amplified the storytelling because you get songs by people I love, like Jhené Aiko, her, Miguel, J. Cole, like just all scattered throughout the entire series. So that shows me that Netflix really poured money into this and they really believed in it. It just got renewed for season 2. I honestly think that it could have ended at season 1 because how it ends is kind of like, I don't want to spoil anything, but that's kind of how high school things kind of go. And I wouldn't have been mad at that. I'd like it being left up to like my imagination of what happens. But Season 2 is going to explore their college years. I'm assuming based on how the show left off. So I'll be tuned in day one for that. I think this is just a very, very great thing that Netflix has done. I encourage people, Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whatever, to watch this because we didn't have stuff like this growing up, like big budget shows like this. And so you guys this is a treat for y'all, man. I give it a B+. It was super well done, in my opinion. I had my fingers crossed it would be good. I'm not just saying it. I'm being objective as possible. This is actually a really good and well done show.
Okay.
So yeah, man.
Okay, Netflix.
Yeah,
that's
forever.
three Netflix shows and 3 decent grades. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, so the movies I watched were The Accountant 2, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Final Destination Bloodlines. Which movie did you watch?
Just Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh, you watched it? Okay, nice.
Opening night, baby. Opening
All right,
night.
Same here. Well, we'll interweave once again.
Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Ruin my night. Okay, so let's do. I'll do The Accountant 2 first, and then we'll do Hurry Up Tomorrow together. Pause, and then we can do. Anyway, yeah. So The Accountant 2. Actually, I never saw part 1, so I watched part 1 like the night prior, because just for context, obviously, me, I'm a context guy. And I enjoyed part 1. I thought it was cool. I got the gist pretty quick. Ben Affleck, autistic, hitman, cool. But so I was excited to get into part 2.
Fucking reductive, bitch.
I can expand the story. Anyway,
man.
So I kind of wish I had seen part 1 before the trailer for part 2 came out, because I think that the big John Bernthal reveal that was his brother was like a big thing. I kind of knew that was going to happen from the trailers of part 2. But anyway, I was surprised because I saw this movie kind of late. It had been on like 2 or 3 weeks already out in theaters when I saw it, and it was a packed out theater. So that must be a good sign for the movie. Maybe it's doing well. I don't know, based on my little small experience. I don't know. But I knew after just the first act of watching part 2 that I would enjoy this more than the first one, man. This was actually really, really good. I was like, the first one was good. I gave it like a B. I think it was good. But this one, I think it just goes up in every level, man. I mean, giving John Bernthal more to do is obviously the brilliant, smart choice to do. The estranged brother dynamic between the two led to some great comedic banter between the two characters, him and Ben Affleck. And I was just as entertained with them just like shooting the shit as I was with them shooting up people. Like that's always a good testament to a good script, is when you care about these characters and you care about their conversations and all that kind of stuff. And so I was just really invested in it. As soon as the movie started, I was really surprised how good this was. I was also really happy to see the character who played Medina in the first one, the black lady, get a lot more to do in this. She's like, it's like a trio almost. It's like her, Medina, it's like her, John Bernthal and Ben Affleck together. And I love it, man. And I love how this film treats autism like a superpower, basically. Like, I'm not in that community, I don't think, at least, but I don't know if that's empowering. I don't know if that is an empowering thing to that community or an offensive thing. I want to lean towards empowering, but people who are autistic, let me know.
Okay. You're done, bitch. You're done.
I'm kidding. I love you guys. I have some family members that are autistic.
Oh my god. my coworker's black. I would have voted for Obama the 3rd term if I could. Shut your ass up. Hell no.
Anyway. Now, in terms of action movies that have been released this year, this is on a different tier than other ones that I've seen, like A Working Man with Jason Statham, G20, Viola Davis. This is just good film, And so overall, I gave this movie a B+. I want the damn trilogy now. Like, give me the.
Oh, you're getting it, bitch.
Yeah, give me The Accountant 3. But yeah, man, like I said, this is just actually just a good film. I was like, I love going to movies and being surprised. So, yeah.
It's so funny, man. I as you know, I love The Accountant 1. I was waiting for this to come out. My mom hit me up. She was like, let's go see this movie. Yeah. Let's go for Mother's Day. And my aunt convinced my mom that this movie was bad. She convinced my mom that it was worse than the first one. So we went to see fucking Thunderbolts instead. And I was so pissed. I was just like, Mom, you can't do this to me. Like, I wanted to see this movie so bad, but now I'm just going to go by myself. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm glad that you enjoyed it as a casual. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So.
I'm not a casual now. I'm caught up now. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Hurry Up Tomorrow? Please give me your movie thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, so man, I don't know where to begin. So look, this was an interesting watch.
Was it?
First thing I'll say was that this was not a good movie, but I will say that I think that everybody involved attempted. Like they really tried to make a good movie. I'll say visually, there were times where I was like, okay, like they're clearly going for something here visually. Like there's creative juices flowing,
They
but
watched one
oftentimes,
A24 movie. He was like, oh, I can do that too. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
but oftentimes the visuals were a little distracting, which took me out of the movie at points. Monty, can you let me give my fucking review, bro? Like, oh my god. Look, obviously the music in this is fantastic. Like, obviously The Weeknd. I mean, he's one of the biggest stars of our time. We get it. Like, he's great at music, and I consider myself a huge fan of The Weeknd. I love the guy. I think he's immensely talented. But he can't act. He can't. But I know that. So to me, like, everybody coming at him for the shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Like, it was funny. I laughed, but like, I just don't hold it against him that he's a bad actor. He's literally his first thing he ever did was The Idol last year, which I know a lot of people love to shit on. I thought The Idol was entertaining. I actually enjoyed that show. And the soundtrack still fucking slaps.
Crazy soundtrack.
But yeah, I mean, look, in this, it's kind of more the same. Where, well, let me say this. At least in this, he's playing a version of himself. I would say that most fans caught that this was him when he was like 21, 22. Like, this is when he was just hardcore party, drugs, fuck bitches, pop Molly, snort coke. Like, this was him when he was 21, 22 coming up in the scene, which is fine. And he's at the end of this era of The Weeknd. Like, he's been saying it for years now. Like, he doesn't have any more stories to tell. And when he lost his voice in LA 2 years ago at his concert, it really impacted him. And this was him trying to tell a story of, it's time to put this character to bed, which is, which is cool. Like, he's fucking 33. I think he's a year older than us or me. And at this point, he doesn't want to continue to be about depression, drugs, sex, and womanizing. And that's great for him. But this movie was still bad. Like, this movie's bad. I'm sorry. I can, what I'm trying to say is that I can appreciate the creative that he is, and I can appreciate the artistic direction that they clearly tried to put off here. It just didn't always come across great on screen. And other than the soundtrack, this movie has really nothing worthwhile, in my opinion. Now, people are saying that this is one of the worst things of all time and stuff like that. I just can't subscribe to that. I do think that this is a bad movie. I give this movie a D. But when I walked out of the theater, I was entertained. Like, I was like, okay, Jenna Ortega, why are you, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know why she agreed to do this other than because she wanted to fuck The Weeknd. Like, and if that's the case, I hope you fucked him and I hope you're happy. But she gave me nothing in this. But then again, I didn't really expect much from her in this, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, in closing, I'll say that I don't blame The Weeknd for being a bad actor. And actually, low key, I think that in like a smaller bit role, he might be able to like steal a scene. I solely blame Jenna Ortega for doing this movie. Like, I don't know why she agreed to do this. But this, like, even though this movie had its creative, I think that this is a bad movie. I gave it a D.
Yeah, I think it's worse than bad. I gave it an F. I think it's one of the worst. I think it is the worst movie of the year. I've said this before, as I've said many times before. Like, he loves this tortured artist trope that he loves, and I never bought it. Like I said, I don't know the man. Maybe he is a tortured artist, but it comes off as pretentious.
You don't know him at all.
It comes off as like, I really want this to be my brand, whether it's authentic to me or not, which I'm obviously leaning towards it's not going to be. I think it's only watchable for hardcore Weeknd fans like yourself. Like you said, I agree. The music is great, but I could have used more of it because that could have helped me get through the movie a lot more. I've never contemplated walking out of a movie more in my life. Like every time I'm about to walk out, something like there'll be like a song will come up, like, oh, I like that song, or I will see a glimpse of like hope, like maybe this could go somewhere interesting. And to me, like I said, it just never did. And The Weeknd claims I watched some interviews and he's just grand cinephile. I don't buy it. I think he's a narcissist. I think he loves himself. I think he loves his brand. And I give this movie an F.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's a lot of hate and all that. And
hour and 40 minutes of him sucking his own dick, pretty much. So
thank you for bringing that up. He I guess he's like old school, like, you know, artists and movie stars 20 years ago, like they didn't do interviews, they didn't do podcasts, they didn't do talk shows, but now it's so regular for everybody to do them. But this nigga just wouldn't do anything. But now because of the movie, he's on like this huge press tour, and you can kind of see like that he's not done these things because not only is he just like cursing relentlessly on like everything, which is it's hilarious, but uh he doesn't really know how to talk to people. Like I guess he's just shy or he's just inexperienced in doing these interviews because like there's just so many times where like he seems disinterested or you know he's like ready to go or whatever the case may be. And but yeah, I mean I'm glad he's doing interviews. I hope he does more. But yeah, anyway, shout out to The Weeknd, shout out to Herb tomorrow. Love the album by the way, but this movie was not good.
He could be autistic. Who knows?
It could be.
Say, I've been hearing Beyonce is more recently too. So which you know whatever. Anyway, moving on. Last review, guys, is for Final Destination Bloodlines, a new movie out now in theaters. Interesting. Tonight, I had a toddler sitting right behind me. I don't know why they're
toddler.
A toddler, right. And the toddler was very invested in the movie. Like they were asking their parents questions. They seemed to be very in tune with what's going on, and so I can guarantee you that this movie will traumatize this child. Because why would you bring a toddler? Because I remember being traumatized at like my high school years from these movies, like walking around the house and looking like, oh shit, I'm about to get fucked up by anything. And so, yeah, man, I want to shout out the opening, the scene of this movie. It's exactly at the Seattle Space Needle, which I was just in less than 24 hours ago. So that was kind of ironic and kind of eerie at the same time.
Watch your back, bitch. Watch your back.
This franchise does a really, really interesting or a great job. I think, you know, it does a fantastic job at making these kills just have so much tension in them, you know, like with the fake outs and with the leading up to it. And each catastrophic kill, man, I think is just so creative in this movie. And there's one scene involving a shard of glass inside of an ice cold glass of water, in which all these characters have their own glasses of water. So we as the audience don't know which glass of water has the ice shard in it or has the glass shard in it. And that's just really great tension. That's an example. However,
they showed that in the promo.
I tried to skip out. I try to just go into the movie clean as I can. As I feel with most of these movies, if not all of them, the kills are obviously the best part of the movie. They're great. Mm-hmm. Everything in between, story, characters, is generic as possible, and I think that's kind of like they know that. Like they're very aware. Like this is their movie's brand, their franchise's brand. Mm-hmm. And so, but the problem with that is that when the kills are happening, it's fun. But when it's in between, that 20-minute drag in between, you're like, oh my god, like what? I don't care about this shit at all.
Yeah.
All that to say, I must have been in the theater tonight, a screening of like Die Hard fans, because when this movie was over, these niggas cheered like we just saw a fucking No Way Home, and I was like, wow. What the hell is going on? And it got to the point where I left the theater and like people were still sitting in their seats. Like I guess they wanted some kind of mid-credit or post-credit scene. Looked online and it wasn't one, so I guess y'all just that locked in. So love that for y'all. So all that, I guess if you're a fan of these movies, you'll probably really enjoy this one as well. Like I said, I had fun in spurts when the killing was going on. I gave it a C+. It's more of what I expected. But yeah, C+ for me.
Yeah, cool.
Let's talk about what's coming out and what's out already. Past Lives is now streaming on Netflix. I think this is one of the best romance films of the modern era. It's not a rom-com. It's a strictly romance, which we don't actually get a lot of those either. And so I think it's a really great film. I think it's A24, if I believe. Yeah. Past Lives now streaming on Netflix. Check that out, guys. Beetlejuice, speaking of Jenna Ortega, is also now streaming on Netflix as well. The sequel to Beetlejuice which came out last year. Let's talk about some shows that are coming out. Bridgerton Season 4 premieres next year for those who are fans of the series. And it's been renewed already for a Season 5 and a Season 6, which is crazy. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just can't believe this little ridiculous little love show that, you know, Season 1 swept the nation, and then in Season 2, like it fell off so hard in terms of viewership. It's still chugging along. Like it's crazy. Yeah. So shout out to it.
Had a spinoff too, right? Queen Charlotte?
Yeah.
Apple TV's show, the Studio, starring Seth Rogen, has been renewed for Season 2. I'm currently watching this show. It's got some really good ups. It's got some downs as well, but it's on now Apple TV for those who watch that, all 12 of us. Fallout has been renewed for a Season 3. Season 2 comes out later on this year. I'm really excited for that. It's really another show that just come by surprise. I have no context, didn't play the games, but just a really good show. I'm excited for that. A new Teen Titans Go movie is in the works at DC Studios. Fans of these Teen Titans Go. No.
It's crazy. They're I don't know how the show is still on, and yeah. I'm gonna stand by. This show is so fucking good. I don't care what nobody says. This show is fantastic. It's so funny. I can't believe that I think it's like their 4th movie. Like, shout out to them, bro.
Yeah. A Ted animated sequel series is in the works.
How is this still coming on? Who watches this shit?
White America.
White people? Yeah, you're
Seth
right.
MacFarlane, Mark Wahlberg, Amanda Seyfried, all returning
Yeah.
to reprise their roles.
Sounds like they're heroes right there.
This franchise has 2 movies, a live action prequel, and now an animated prequel, which is just crazy. Or I'm sorry, an animated sequel, which is just crazy.
Yep.
The Super Mario Brothers movie, which we both loved, came out 2 years ago. Sequel would now be called Super Mario World. And so many fans online are speculating that the third installment will probably be called Super Mario Galaxy, which I know you probably love that as a huge fan of the game. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this title?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, can't wait for them to put it out. I mean, I think it was my movie of the year that year. I can't remember, but yeah, fantastic film. Came for the sequel. Let's do it.
Speaking of video game, we have the new trailer for GTA 6 has been released. It's coming out now, May 26th of next year, been pushed back. This trailer, man, I mean, I don't play the games, I never have, but I'd watch this movie just based on the trailer. Like, I'd watch a movie like that, you know? So I guess I liked it, but what are your thoughts on
it? You fucking noob. I mean, I'm tired of like saying like great things about this because I just want it. But like, you know, those of you that know where we came from in terms of video game quality, like, we used to look at fucking pixels on the screen, nigga. Now we have full 4K, thick Latinas just walking around. Yeah, like I want this game immediately, like immediately. So, yeah.
Let's talk trailer time. Julian's favorite segment.
It is.
We have the trailer for Peacemaker Season 2 coming out August 21st on HBO Max. I'm excited for this. I love Peacemaker Season 1. Okay. It's one of the few things I enjoy John Cena in, and so yeah, this actually will connect the DCU. So we got Hawkgirl appearances, we got Guy Gardner appearances, so it really feels like a big world now. So I'm excited, man. What are your thoughts?
I didn't watch the trailer because I don't want to be spoiled. No, I'm totally kidding. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about this show. But I'll be watching it as soon as it debuts. And shout out to Hawkgirl, and she's fine. And
Dina from Last of Us,
yeah, fine,
okay,
fine. And looks like more of the same, so let's do it, I guess.
All right. Trailer for Ironheart it comes out June 24th on Disney Plus. I don't know why they waited so long. I don't know why. 3-episode premiere. I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of want to shit on this trailer, but I'm not going to, only because of the online response from this Marvel comic book community. It's so fucking racist. I mean, it's no surprise at this point, but I'm not going to add to that bad narrative, and I refuse to. So fuck y'all who are being just outwardly racist for no reason. But the trailer's out. Ryan Coogler is a producer, and they are heavily advertising that. He's not a writer or director.
Wakanda forever
and Sinners. But he's not. I don't know how much involvement he has, but
if any. So look, Monty doesn't want to shit on it. I don't either, and I wasn't going to. I think the last, minute of this trailer where there was actually something happening looked interesting. I have no expectations for this show. When I say no, I mean they're in hell, as Monty would say. But yeah, I mean, look, I hope this is a good show. I'll be watching it as soon as it debuts, and hopefully, Riri Williams can make me a believer in Anthony Ramos. I'm sick of this nigga. But yeah, look, hopefully this show is fantastic.
Yes, sir. We have the trailer for The Old Guard 2, which is releasing on Netflix on July 2nd with Charlize Theron. I've heard so many good things about part 1 that I actually have not watched this trailer because I'm going to watch part 1. But I've heard nothing but really good things about The Old Guard, the part 1 of The Old Guard. You ever seen the part 1?
Nope, never heard of it. So when we saw the trailer for The Old Guard 2, I was like, wow, don't remember the first one. Okay. So yeah, I don't really have much to say here because I have no idea what was happening. I have no context to this. But apparently they're immortal. So okay, yeah. Cool.
Trailer for speaking of immortals, Tyler Perry's new movie Straw, starring Taraji P. Henson, Tiana Taylor, Sherry Shepherd has been released, coming in Netflix. Is Tyler Perry going for the John Q route?
That's exactly what it looks like. You know what, Monty? Man. You know what?
Yeah.
No black trauma, or is there? Or
are you serious? We black trauma written all over this shit.
No, Monty. Nobody there to call her a bitch. Or is there? Or is there?
He's gonna find a way. He's gonna find a way.
I mean, okay, Taraji P. Henson. Okay, Tyler Perry. I mean, I'm gonna be forced to watch this bullshit,
Because
and
Avi.
yes, and like I promise you, this is a D loading. But look, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Nigga, the way he had black women in the chokehold, bro, like that had to be CIA funded.
I mean, man, he got him. He got him.
It's got to be CIA funded. He's got some hypnotizing powers within those trailers, those movies. Anyways, next trailer is for a body horror film called Together, starring your boy Dave Franco, Allison Brie, coming to theater July 30th. Body horror is one of those subgenres of horror that I'm not squeamish about, but I'm just typically the focus is more so the body horror than the storytelling. But this, it seems like actually has a good story, so I'll be tuned into this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's these are just not my favorite kind of movies at all, and I don't know, maybe I'm squeamish when it comes to it, but like you said, I think these movies are specifically made to focus on like somebody getting their head turned all the way around and like their kneecaps popping out of their leg, and I'm just like I'm cool, man. Like I don't, I'm good, really. Like I'm really good. So no thanks. Shout out to Dave Franco though.
Like this movie called The Human Centipede. You ever saw that movie?
No, but I've heard about it. I think it came out in the 80s or 90s. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
Random Rex. Mm-hmm. We have the trailer for Nobody 2 has been released. This is a movie starring Bob Odenkirk. Saul
75-year-old Bob Odenkirk, yeah.
From producers of John Wick. I actually the first one was a big surprise. I really enjoyed this one. So I chose not to watch the trailer for this one because I want to go in surprise as I can, man. So okay. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to say anything if you want to be surprised. So
no, I mean, it's good. Let me go ahead and say it. I don't care. I didn't watch the trailer. Okay.
I don't want it, nigga. Like, well, let's go. Ballerina?
Okay. Okay, anyway. Next
did you see the Ballerina? Are we going to talk about that one?
How?
Ballerina trailer. You didn't see it in your showing for tomorrow?
We've been discussed that trailer like months ago.
Ballerina?
Yes. When Ana de Armas?
Yeah.
John Wick?
Yeah.
This nigga has the worst memory ever. Like, yes. Anyways.
Hey, it looked like a brand new trailer to me. I was like, okay, this looks kind of good.
You literally might have dementia, like, seriously. Hey. That's crazy.
Okay.
We have the trailer for The Conjuring, The Last Rites.
Wait. Yeah. You know John Wick is in it.
Of course. It was in the trailer.
Yeah, it was. Okay. All right, okay.
This nigga
make sure you saw it.
Anyway, this is the fourth Conjuring film, guys, in theaters September 5th. Our boy Ed, what's his name? James Wan is back. I love seeing Ed and Lorraine, the couple, the great couple in this movies. Part 1 and 2 are actually really solid horror movies, like not just like they're actually like good stories. Part 3 kind of fell off in my opinion, but I still thought it was okay. And so hopefully this is the end of it for real because you don't think so?
No.
Okay, well, it's been teased as that. I think The Conjuring, I hold The Conjuring to a higher standard than I do other franchises in the horror space. So hopefully this can end off on a good note. Because it's actually like, it's more than just jump scares. Like there's actually like a story in the Conjuring films, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts?
I saw the first one when it came out. I thought it was cool,
yeah,
but it didn't resonate with me. So I didn't see the part 2, didn't see part 3, and I don't care about part 4. So
okay, love that for you. And last trailer, guys, is for a Stephen King adaptation. This nigga get 5 adaptations a year. It's called The Long Walk. Has been released. Interesting premise. It follows a contest where 100 young men have to walk without stopping, and they are killed if they pause for too long. It's in theaters September 12th. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Here's my problem with this, because it does sound interesting initially, and then once you finish the sentence, it's just like, okay, wait, how's this going to work in a movie format where there has to be highs and lows? So there's no way there's just going to be an hour and a half of them literally walking and just different people dying, because that's going to get old very quickly.
Right.
So yeah, when I saw the trailer, like the first minute, I was like, okay, I'm into it. And then by the time the 2-minute mark hit, I was like, I don't care about this anymore. I just don't. That's really how I feel. Like I don't care. Like I'm probably not going to watch this.
I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I saw something in there I thought that could be really entertaining, and obviously, like you said, it does have to have highs and lows. But I don't think I think a story is smart enough to understand that. And even Stephen King, even though he doesn't have the best adaptations, the books are always good, which they're based on. So I assume it goes in some pretty wild direction at some point in the movie. So hopefully, I'm making on that. So yeah, I'll watch this for sure. And
have fun.
Last bit of news, guys. AMC theaters will slash their prices on Wednesdays by 50% starting in July. The goal is to get more people in theaters between the weekends. So of course we have the AMC Tuesdays, and now we have 50% off Wednesdays, which is pretty interesting for people like us. We don't care. We have the AMC pass, but still, for casuals, this could be a really good thing to get people drawn in the theater. So,
I guess.
any thoughts on this?
Yeah. This is a little weird because I'm trying not to take this personally because obviously they're going to release movies on Thursday, so this doesn't help me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, typically when I'm going to movies, we're going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the latest. A Wednesday, like, when nothing is out. I mean, I don't know. I guess in this instance where I haven't seen The Accountant 2, it might matter.
Right.
So I can just go see that. But honestly, I'm probably just going to pirate it at this point. So yeah, doesn't matter.
All right, there you have it, Mr. Indifference himself.
Yes.
Guys, that wraps it up. Don't forget to like, comment, share.
Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the Current Empire.
Yep, share if you're feeling frisky.
Jesus. Okay.
What?
Thanks, everybody.
What?